interest in the use of health-promoting learning technologies in education. The reason for the interest of the use of learning technologies that protect health in education is not to harm the physical and psychological health of learners in the process of training and education. After the creation of new types of innovative educational institutions, the knowledge load of learners increases. The increasing learning load can disrupt the normal development of students' central nervous system within musculoskeletal system. This seriously harms the health of students, and only 5 to 15% of school lives are healthy. And to partially eliminate these problems, the project Healthy Education, Healthy Nation is being implemented in Azerbaijan to develop sustainable education. Within the framework of the project, our center conducted medical, hygienic, social, psychological monitoring to study the current situation in Azerbaijan. As a result of the analysis of the received data, health education classes were created in the country of school. There are technical innovation in our classes. According to the hygienic norms, the health education classes is designed for a maximum of 24 people with capacity of 2 to, the, 0.5 square meter per student in the classroom. As teaching in health education classes is organized in a learning environment, the classroom are equipped with tables for appropriate standing and sitting work, which are adjusted to the size of the students. The working surface of the table was 16 degree inclined. Pupils change their position every 15 minutes from a sitting position to a standing position to train the visual and vestibular apparatus on the ceiling of the classroom, especially Professor Bazan's universal symbol schemes and visual vestibular coach automat system was installed. There are two directions in our within our research. First direction is medical hygiene, second direction social psychological, and a comparative study of healthy education and control classes over 3 years showed that the environment created in healthy education classroom ensures students' physical development and height growth. This is considered to be a technology that provides health protection. Within our research, we use psychological these research methods in psychological research, and for first grades, there's Raven matrix methodology. For studying the potential of intellect, Lusher color test, vertex circle test, Atkins test, good enough take a picture of man, and for second grades, Dr. Wexler's encryption region methodology for studying the potential of the intellect, Atkins test, Lusher color test, vertex circles, and good enough take a picture of a man. There are the results of our research. This concentration, attention grabbing health education classes as the main psychological indicator was studied at low, medium, and high levels. And during the monitoring, IQ measurement was taken at 4 levels. The level, first level, 55, second level from 60 to 85, level 3 from 90 to 110, and level 4 is high level. And thus the average IQ level of health education classes from 90 to 110 decreased from 28.1% to 23.3%, while the high IQ level increased from 30.4% to 34.0%. Then, towards the end of the school year, the creative skills of health education students increased significantly. Thus, health education originality increased from 0.5% to 4% when assessed on a 3-point scale. The development of agile creative potential is measured on 3 levels: weakly agile, moderately agile, and strong agile. The health education classes preference for extra curricular activities, organization of various programs, events, excursions, theater performances, art classes, competition, and etc. Um, uh, mm, and had a positive effect on the development of students' creative potential, increasing the age of creativity from 4% to 21% during one school year. And the result of the comparative analysis showed that the adaptive skills of health education classes students are also developing. And then local multidisciplinary psychopedagogical experiment of sustainable education in the Health Education Healthy Nation project, changing the purpose of training, technology, structure of subject programs and assessment criteria project transition from teaching to learning project. The health education project focused mainly on the physical and psychological development of students, with little attention paid to research in psychopedagogical direction in the teaching process. However, when the transition from teaching to learning project was implemented at City Experimental School number 23, and the following work was carried out with pilot classes and pilot health education classes teachers in the framework of the local project transition from teaching to learning. The structure of the traditional Azerbaijani language mother tongue program was compared with the teachers of pilot classes and pilot health education classes and compared with the structure of the complete and fast Azerbaijani language program to be applied in the local project, and the difference were investigated. Uh, and the um, uh, Format 1 review of the program taught. Pilot classes and pilot health education class taught mother tongue state programs were modeled using Piaget's natural and Zadeh's fuzzy logic, complete and fuzzy modeling of knowledge. But well, yes, and this format two. Pilot classes and pilot health education classes teachers participating in the project conducted classes with Fatma Khanim Bunyatova's constructive learning technology. In constructive learning, the students at the center of the lesson were involved in comparative collaboration and intellectual activity. In these four activities, after the students' level of understanding of the topic was revealed, this meaning was transformed into new knowledge with the teacher's logical foundation and the addition of a new element of knowledge. This transformation is related to past and future knowledge. After consolidating the acquired knowledge, the work on how to reflect it in thinking take place in activities 3 and 4. Students use the knowledge and skills that he acquired to answer the teacher's rational and thought-provoking questions. In the constructive teaching process, the teacher asked a question in the role of managing learning, and when he accepted the question, he didn't answer it himself. The question was discussed in teams, and the answer was brought to the class discussion. It was clear during the discussion whether the answer was correct. Incorrect answer were not corrected by the teacher. This correction was made by the students themselves, who thought about the teacher's new question, which was a little closer to an answer with a logical justification. In control classes, control health education class and control classes demonstrate their lessons through active learning, working with government programs. And we I let introduce me format three cognitive tests, content and explanation of cognitive tests, measuring the range of knowledge given in the program with an open-ended questions. Each correct answer is worth 2 points. Out of program answers are evaluated by 3 points. Division of the set into elements, classification, analytical thinking. Each correct distribution is evaluated by 3 points. Contiguous sequence of data, substitution operation, creative thinking for each change plus minus 2 points, returns x and point is given 4 points. Mix plus minus x and column variables are given 6 points. Solve multiplicative operation, ability to find similarities. 2 points are given for each correct solution and 4 points for each solution that goes beyond the program. Correction of geometric figures from the given, creative thinking. Each figure is given 4 points. Um, and at the end continues the story. Creative thinking, interesting plot 6 points, Elsa's voice 4 points, thought-provoking point 6 points, uh, 40 to 50 words 4 points, 60 to 80 and more words are given 6 points. No mistakes 5 points, 2 and 4 errors 4 points. 5 to 6 errors 3 points, and 7 errors are given 2 points. And there are the results of this research, and we see that pilot classes of the 29 students, 7 scored less than 51 points, and 22 scored more than 50 points. And pilot health education class, 8 out of 28 students got less than 51 points, and 20 more than 50 points. 71% of students show a high level of cognition. And there's our results. The system proposed by Professor Bazar increases the level of physical and mental abilities of students. The application of healthy education technology creates conditions for the psychological stability of students, along with the emotional activity, reducing their negative attitudes. In the local psychopedagogical experiments, the knowledge capacity of complete and fuzzy Azerbaijani language programs modeled by complete and fuzzy modeling of knowledge technology is 30 to 35% more than the knowledge capacity of state programs, which mean 30 to 35 reduction of time allocated to the subject program. And the learning activities of the pilot health education studies are based on the principles of constructivism, along with learning skills, high operational mental skills, and formed in their minds. As students apply these mental skills to knowledge, they gradually become their own thinking mechanisms. The analysis of the work done within the framework of the project transition from teaching to learning applied at the level of local experiment shows that the thinking activity in the classroom can be increased by 40 to 50%. Pilot classes and pilot health education students' high cognitive skill demonstrated by the cognitive test stemmed from the cognitive purpose of the training. The results of the experiment show that the pilot health education classes grows healthier and smarter when it changed the learning objective of the training, along with change in the psychological development of students. Because the health education project is conducted in primary school, it's possible to observe the psychological, physiological, and mental development of students only until the age of 10 to 12. If high school students are involved in the project in the future, then research in this area will be more extensive and in-depth. Thank you very much for your attention.